I'm back in Thailand now and it feels really good. I actually spent a week in Bangkok, but I don't like the big city, so I didn't do any filming there. Although I did get outside of the city. I went to a friend's date farm, and that was a really cool experience to get kind of into the countryside, away from the touristy areas. And as for myself, now I'm in Patong, which is on Phuket Island. And a lot of my friends really don't like Patong. They say it's like the worst city in this area. And I get where they're coming from. You know, it's super touristic here, so it's not a very authentic Thai experience. And the shop vendors, whether they're the tattoo artists or the tailors trying to sell you a suit, or especially in the massage parlors, they all really want your business and they're really aggressive and annoying about it. But once you get past that, it's really not a bad city. Now, is Patong the best beach? No, it's definitely not the best beach. Is it the best city? No, it's definitely not the best city. However, I think Patong is the best balance of beach and city life compared to other parts of Phuket and maybe all of Thailand. And you know what's funny is that I don't even really like beaches that much. I don't like sand. It's coarse and it's rough and it gets everywhere. And I don't really do well in the sun. My skin is too fair, so I burn easily. But given the option between being in the city or being at a place with a sea view, I like the sea view, so that's why I'm here. Strictly looking at Phuket Island, you know, Phuket town is my favorite city in this area. And then some beaches like Rawai are more popular for a quiet, calm atmosphere. But I challenge you, if you know about Thailand, to tell me which place has a better balance of both city and beach life, because I'd be interested to go there. But really, I think Patong has that. I spent a week in Rawai, and it was peak tourist season, and all the restaurants are closing by 9 p.m. And it's just a smaller town. There's not a lot of variety to keep you interested over long term. So for me, that's out of the question. I also spent a lot of time in Phuket town, and I really enjoy it. The old town is really cool to walk around, but it's kind of small. Everything else is kind of spread out, so if you don't have a motorbike or a car, it's not a very walkable city. You need transportation to get around there. And again, there's not really a beach there either. So Phuket town is kind of off my radar as well. Now Patong, for all its downsides, it has a little bit of everything. You've got a big shopping mall with a cinema if you need that kind of thing. I don't plan to use it very often, but it's nice to have the option. You have a hospital. Again, I hope I don't have to go there, but it's nice to have it there if you need it. There's a lot of different international foods. I've had some of the best burgers of my life here. Also good like Cuban food. Probably can't find that in most other cities around Phuket Island or Thailand in general. There's also a couple different options for large supermarkets if you need a lot of international variety or just things you can't find in convenience stores. There's of course the crazy nightlife if that's your scene. Again, not something I do very often, but you have it there if you want it. Another thing to mention, because there's so many tourists here, things like a weekend market, well here they're an everyday market because there's such a high demand for it, so that's a great convenience. And because there's so much variety here, you can find more competitive pricing, I think. As far as just restaurants, you can find some top tier ones or some really budget friendly ones. Same goes for hotels. I've had great hotels for great prices, although that is seasonal. It really depends what time of year it is. And it's a very international city. I can actually blend in here. Now a lot of places I've traveled to, whether it's because I'm white or the clothing that I dress in or my tattoos, I stand out like an alien. But here, there's just everybody from all walks of life, and it doesn't matter how I dress, how I look, I can pretty much blend in here. So it's kind of nice. And let's be honest, if you were living here in Patong and you don't like Patong Beach, you're so close to the other beaches anyway. So assuming you do have a car or a bike or even want to take a taxi, it's not hard to get to those other places. Now you could say the same thing for the other towns. You could live in a different beach town that's quieter. You could come into Patong if you wanted, you know, the shopping malls or whatever, but you'd need transportation. And as I mentioned earlier, for me, I like cities that are very walkable, so I can just live here and I can walk everywhere that I want to go, which is great. So to sum it all up, for the people that really don't like Patong, I understand where you're coming from, but you should also understand that this is an incredibly popular place for people to come. There must be a reason for that, right? I mean, it kind of caters towards maybe for foreigners, which I am, and that's okay. And maybe in the long run, I'll get tired of it here. But as I said, if you can think of a better city in Thailand that has a balance of city and beach life, or I'll make it even easier for you, nature and city life, let me know what you think that is, and I'll try it out, because that's what I'm looking for. If you can beat Patong, let's do it. All right, but now that you've seen how touristy Patong is, what I want to try and do in my next video is meet more local Thai people and see how you can enjoy this in authentic Thai style. But if you want to see how a bunch of Americans get drunk here, I have a video for that. If you want to see my experiences in Rawai and Phuket town, there's videos for those too. So check those out, and I'll see you later.